Good morning. Today we're continuing in our series of having a great real estate transaction and becoming a really great real estate agent. So now you've picked your real estate agent and you've done your consultation, you've made some changes, you've pivoted. You've also provided your agent with a list of properties you'd like to view. So guess what? Today is our first day we get to go out and look at properties, and it's exciting and you're super thrilled that you've anticipated this moment for a long time. You meet your agent at the first house and here you go. So you may have a complete spreadsheet or a line of where you're going, some sort of a map to understand where you're going. When you get there, your agent's probably going to give you a list of MLS printouts. This is what we're going to see today in order, and some of these you may not love, as we drive up, but let's go ahead and communicate. Let's stay in touch together and find out what you like, what you don't like about these properties so I can learn along the way. So it's super important for you as an agent to listen, and it's super important for you as a client to really contribute, to speak your mind and your thoughts and your wants and needs during this period, because if you're not telling the agent what you are feeling, then they're not going to understand. You may walk through a house and absolutely hate it and they're not offended. Tell them, I don't like this. This is what I hate about it. This is what I don't like about it. This is what I wish were better. This is what I do love. The reason that they're not offended is because this is not their house and they're not part of the buying process. They're part of the assisting and consulting process. We're not buying this house. You're buying the house. So it's okay for you to verbalize it. The seller's not going to be offended. The seller's not usually there, right? And if they're there, obviously that's awkward and we try to talk about things outside of that environment. But you need to be as open, transparent, vulnerable, truthful, etc. as you can be so that the agent can understand what's going on. Sometimes people don't want to verbalize that during the showings. Totally get it. But at some point, you need to sort of make sure that your agent understands what your needs are. So you can send them an email, you can put it on the spreadsheet, you can put them on the comments and stuff on the MLS. But please verbalize what's going on, because we don't want to make any assumptions. And as an agent, ask questions. Asking questions is how you're going to discover. So becoming a great real estate agent means that you're listening and asking. You're doing less telling. Now, with that said, if you're going through a property and the client says that they love the property, but you see that there's a red flag, should you or shouldn't you say the red flag? Well, in my particular opinion, if you're an amazing real estate agent, you should absolutely raise your hand and say, now, I know you love this property. I think that's great. Here are some things I'd love for you to consider. And you verbalize that, because if you don't verbalize that and you come back later and they say, how come you thought that item was a problem and you didn't say anything to me? Well, that's not going to be very good. So as an agent, you have to be ready to have conversations that may or may not land well. They may be difficult, they may be awkward, they may be what we call fierce conversations. Okay, guys, I know you love this property, and there is a very steep driveway. And what happens with steep driveways in this particular case is that it might be difficult to roll a ball down the hill. It might be difficult to play soccer at the top, because that's not going to work out. Now, you don't have any kids at this time. You may not have kids. It may not be a consideration for you, but I want you to be aware of it, because it might be consideration for a buyer down the line. Or these telephone poles, or this power plant, or whatever it might be that they may not consciously notice. They may have just unconsciously noticed it, but now you brought it to their consciousness and you don't leave anything on the table. You have no regrets. If this is where they want to go and they want to move forward on this property, you've said everything you needed to say. And you as a client can make the decision to say, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and overlook that. I've noticed it. I appreciate you telling me, but I'm okay. I'm going to move forward. Great. So you've finished your routes, your showings, and you've gotten the feedback from the client, and we're going to talk about next steps in the next video. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for listening.